Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I realized I have not made my daughter a graduation card yet. So I had these paper ribbons, I think it's 2009 Creative Memories, um, on my desk because I had pulled out that collection for a layout that I did. And I don't remember if I actually used any of the paper. I may have used a little bit of it. But I'm going to do the quilted kind of look for my daughter's card. So I have an A2 card here, and I have made a card base. So I'm going to just start laying out the strips of paper and trying to vary the widths and look of the different papers. So I'm just laying them down, and this is just paper strips, paper ribbon. So, and it's been obviously sitting in my stash for many, many years, and the container got a little squished, and so there's some wrinkles in it. So this is a good way to manage it, where you just glue it down. And I realized that all this gluing, I should have been using my silicone mat, so I'm going to switch over to that. And I'm not doing a definite pattern. I'm sort of randomizing it. I am leaving a tiny bit of space between the strips, but I'm not doing like 2 in one direction, 2 in the other direction, then 2 in one direction. I'm just trying to create variety, a little bit of randomness. So I didn't like the 2 white backgrounds right next to each other. So I say randomness, but it's not fully random, right? We all make a few decisions here and there. So I'm just using my art glitter glue, which dries really quickly, and then cutting the ribbons. And I'm just going to keep going kind of in this same method. Now, once you're done with this process, you do have options. You can quilt it if you like. I chose not to do that. I just decided to add some bling. So you can see I have the green gems sitting off to the side. I had thought that I would sprinkle those all around. I end up not doing that, but I still use them. They still make it onto the page. So when I do these, I like to do them the full size. So this is a full A2 size, even though I do plan to trim some edges off. That gives you some nice straight edges, and a little bit, and then you can create a white background, or in this case, I'm going to go for bling because this card is for my daughter and she likes bling. But I was a little tired of doing everything pink. My entire house and downstairs is all pink decor right now for her graduation party. Her school colors are green though, so that's why I have those green gems out. So at this point, I'm thinking I'm just going to do black and white with green gems, but I kind of changed my mind at some point. And I go a little crazy, but that's okay. So I just have the last couple of corners, and I'm just trying to make sure I have 2 or 3 of each paper pattern, not too much of any one, not too little of any one. And these last little corners are difficult to get the, especially the tiny parts. But this is a fun way to use scraps if you have scraps, or border strips, in which case they would all be 1/2 inch. But I really like the look when they're different widths. So if you have scraps, you can just cut different widths too. And these range from probably 1/4 inch up to 1 inch. I don't think anywhere much more than 1 inch. And it's a great way to use up these products. So if you have some creative memory stash sitting around, pull out those paper ribbons and make a card. So I'm just checking it. I have one tiny more little piece, and I'm just going to, I think I got it all there. All right. Oh, one more, which probably gets lopped off when I do the trimming, but that's okay. It's really nice that this glue dries so quickly. So I am going to just trim it with my scissors. I probably didn't need to do that knowing that I was going to trim it further, but it's good to get an idea of what it's going to look like, and then you can really judge which side, if you're going to trim a certain side or anything like that. So I think that's pretty fun. And now I'm just going to trim a little bit off, really probably less than 1/8 inch on each one. I was going to leave a teeny tiny white border. So that's my plan at this point, is a teeny tiny white border. But that idea is going to change here. So I'm going to take a look at some of my new graduation dies that I have and see which one I might want to use. And I'm trying to get one that has sort of the right feel for my daughter and for the paper. So this one says Dream Big. I thought about that, but it's all in little pieces, and I thought that might not show up very well. So I thought Dream Big Grad, but then I don't love the letters for the word grad. So I'm still hemming and hawing a little bit. I'm not in love with that. But I have this word congrats, and it's very scripty and thin. And I think that might be the answer. And I'm grabbing a little small book of rainbow glitter paper. And at this point, I think I'll do green, but the two greens are really different. And then the top color was pink. And I'm like, all right, she likes pink. We're going for pink. I'm going to add pink. So I've cut that out. I had to finesse it. I say it all the time. These glitter papers, the glitter is on there in a sort of a plastic film, and so sometimes it can be hard to cut all the way through. So I go and I cut out a little cap as well, graduation cap, mortarboard. And also on the congrats, I layered it. I cut it out of a white piece of paper also. I could have done two, but just to give it a little more, slightly more dimension, and make it a little less flimsy. And then a bright pink mortarboard and tassel. And you can see I'm just having to run my pokey tool around the edges, and then it comes out just fine. And then I realize, hey, that paper's just the right size. It's the perfect A2 size, and I'm going to create a little tiny pink border as well. So I ended up with way more pink than I thought I would when I started the project. But that's okay. Sometimes things take a mind of their own. So I'm going to put a little green gem in the center of the mortar board, and then 3 little green gems along the side. And that's all I'm going to do. Glue that puppy down, and I have a fun blingy card for my daughter's graduation. And I hope she loves it. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are not subscribed. I do lots of layouts and cards, and then I throw in a few little embellishments and other fun crafty paper projects. Thanks a lot.